everyone, and welcome to Ignite 2023. We are so excited to have you join us for this Windows session, even though we can't be there with you in person.
Hey, Melissa. I
Yeah,
actually think we're supposed to be there in person. I think there's actually people in the room right now waiting for us.
in Seattle right now?
Yeah.
That's amazing. Let's go and join them.
Okay, I'll see you there in a minute.
See you there.
Come on, Scott. We're late. Let's go, man. Go, go, go. Hi. Oh, goodness. It is so much nicer to be here with you in person and with all of you online. Sorry we were late.
Yeah, I'm Scott Manchester. I'm the Vice President of Windows 365 and AVD, and I'm feeling a little underdressed at the moment.
Yes, you
I thought this
are.
was a Teams call.
No. You should probably go put some pants on.
I'll be back.
Okay. Well, welcome everyone to Ignite 2023. I'm Melissa Grant, Senior Director of Product Marketing for Windows Enterprise. We are so excited to be here with you today. Now, we have been on an incredible journey together to embrace the future of work powered by AI and the cloud. From talking to you, I know there is a ton of interest and optimism about what AI can do for your organization. And we know you're currently testing it in different areas of your business. But we also know that you're looking for information and practical guidance for ways that you can put it to work for you and your organization. And we also know that you may have some questions. So let's get a little participation going here in the room. How many of you have questions about AI and security and whether it will respect your data boundaries and your employees' personal privacy? Anyone thinking about that? Yeah, good question. How about management? How many of you are wondering if it will be hard to manage, or maybe could it even make management easier? Anyone thinking about that? Great. Okay. And how many of you in this room are still trying to figure out flexible work for your employees and wondering if AI could maybe help with that? Yeah, flexible work is always changing. We do not have a set formula for it. And finally, I bet all the IT pros in this room and online are wondering about control. Are you going to be able to control when AI rolls out in your organization and when? Yeah? Okay, we want to ensure that you walk away from this session today with answers to these questions and tangible steps for scaling AI across your entire organization with Windows. So let's get started. Our goal is to deliver technology that puts you on a path to an AI-enabled, cloud-powered future so you can benefit from increased productivity and unleash your organization's potential. Now, we think there are 3 strategies that will help you to scale AI across your business. It starts with getting AI into the hands of your employees, including your IT teams, by advancing your goals so you can free up your time and work on things that are really meaningful and drive business impact. Second, it means empowering your employees to work without limits, more securely across any device with a familiar Windows experience streamed from the cloud that allows you to bring powerful productivity tools to your teams wherever and whenever they work. And finally, it requires innovation that puts you at the center so you can benefit from Windows as a platform that scales all the way through the end-user computing stack across every aspect of your business. Now, I'm going to demo some great features of Copilot in Windows so you can see what we have on offer today and what's coming soon. Then I'm going to invite Scott back up to the stage, and he's going to give you a real demo-palooza of all kinds of new things coming to Windows 365, Microsoft Intune, and Windows Autopilot. And then finally, I'll share a little bit of a peek into the future, what we think might be coming soon, share a little bit of the things we've been working on. So let's get started. I want to start today by sharing the powerful capabilities of Copilot in Windows and what we are doing to help empower you and your team. So, in September, Windows 11 22H2 introduced AI directly into the familiar Windows desktop experience with Copilot for Windows. You and your employees can start using Copilot today to make your lives easier, using the power of the web to help you discover information, create and summarize content, and take action to do things like controlling settings or troubleshooting a problem, which can really help people to avoid expensive help desk calls or annoying downtime. And it is really, really important that you take away today that Copilot in Windows is secure. When you log into Copilot with your Microsoft Entra or your organizational ID, you can be confident that your confidential corporate information stays protected. And by that, we mean that Copilot in Windows prevents your data from being used to train the model, your chat data is never saved, and Microsoft does not have eyes on to your data. So you can start using it with confidence, and Copilot in Windows will become generally available in early December. So let's move on to demos, shall we? One thing we've all experienced is getting a new device. And hopefully, as you're helping your organization move from Windows 10 to 11, you have a lot of new devices rolling out. Now, one thing that everybody likes to do when they get a new device is make it personal, make it look just the way they want it. So one thing that we all often do is something like changing your wallpaper. Now, you may know how to set up a new device really easily, but I bet some of your employees need help. And I bet sometimes they call the help desk for that. Now, Copilot can help them. So you can see I asked Copilot to help me change my wallpaper, and it did two things. One, it took me right to the personalization screen and settings and showed me how to change a background. And two, even though I asked it to change my wallpaper, it knew what I meant as background and took me to the right place. So I'm going to pick something a little more cheerful, and I'm on my way. The next thing people often do is they want to set up their peripherals. So this is another area where you are pretty familiar. If you want to set up something like a Bluetooth mouse, you might remember there are two steps. The first step is to go into settings and set up a Bluetooth device, but there's a second step that you or your employee might not remember, which is that you have to take an action on the mouse itself to press the button on the bottom. So again, Copilot is doing two things for you here. It's taking you to the place to take the action, and it's giving you the information that you need to do on the physical object. All right, now we've got our device set up just how we want, and it's time to get some work done. So I don't want to be disturbed by notifications while I'm focusing, so I'm going to ask Copilot to start a 20-minute focus session so I can get my work done. Now again, Copilot is going to take an action on my behalf. It's going to ask me, is that what you want to do? For sure. And it's just going to start it for me. It's not going to take me to a place or get me some how-to information. It's just going to act on my behalf. Super fast, super intuitive. All right, now I'm focusing, and I'm going to start working on a PowerPoint deck I have here that needs a little bit of extra work. So this is a nice slide, but it could use some decor. Now, I'm going to ask Copilot to help me find something that works for this. Now, I could go out and search the web. I could take a look at stock photos. I could maybe even try to design something myself. But instead, I'm going to ask Copilot to do it, and it is going to reach out to the Bing Image Creator, which is powered by DALL-E, and find some images for me that meet the natural language request that I placed for it. Great, got got some great choices here. I like this one. So I'm just going to copy this over into my PowerPoint deck, just like that. Designer's going to make it beautiful for me, and I'm on my way. All right, now the last task I have to do is I need to create a couple of tweets to say what is so great about Copilot in Windows. Now, I have a chunk of information that I can share with Copilot so that it can help me to get started. And I'm going to go ahead and put that right here. Got it here on my clipboard. Now, I want you to note that the way that I'm talking with Copilot is almost like I'm asking it to become a colleague. I'm saying, you are a copywriter. So take all of this information and behave like a copywriter, like a colleague who does that would do for you. And so it is going to do that. It's going to produce 3 potential tweets for me here. And it even is including things like prompts for how to do links, if that would be really interesting, something to include. So with a little bit of a refinement, I'm good to go. Copilot helped me to get a bunch of tasks done faster and easier than doing it all myself. All right. Thank you. All right, now I want to share how we are bringing Microsoft 365 AI capabilities to Windows through Copilot in Microsoft 365. Now, how many of you have tried this out? Anybody tried Copilot yet? Great. The magic comes when we combine Windows Copilot and Copilot in Microsoft 365. So let's take a look. Now, I just showed you Copilot using data from the web. But we know you also want to use your work data, so things like chats and emails and files to help you get answers and draft content and maybe even catch up on things that you missed. So coming in early 2024, Copilot for Microsoft 365 will be integrated directly into the Windows desktop so you can work seamlessly across these 2 Copilots. So for example, I can ask Copilot for the latest information on a project about the opening of a new store in Phoenix. So it's going to go ahead and give me a couple of bullets, a nice summary of the project, but it's also going to give me details about where that information came from and references so that I can easily dig in to the areas that I find most interesting. Copilot brings together your entire universe of data at work across Windows and Microsoft 365, so you can access your emails, your chats, your documents, your projects right from the desktop, making sure that nothing leaves your tenant and you're always working securely. We're unlocking a whole new way of working with AI, so that we can help companies like yours realize greater benefits from AI by making it accessible across the entire organization. From the executive office to the factory floor, all of your full-time employees and your contractors too. And in service of that, I'm excited to share that Copilot is coming to Windows 10. So, no matter where you are on your journey to Windows 11, you can start realizing the productivity and efficiency of Copilot today. Copilot in Windows 10 will soon be available as part of the Windows Insider Release Preview channel. And in the coming weeks, we'll start to roll it out to home and unmanaged Pro devices. So I recommend you stay tuned. Check out the Windows Insider Release channel so you can be the first to get these features. And for more information, you can visit our Windows Insider blog and documentation. Now, you might be asking yourself, will I be able to control this? And the answer is yes. Just like you can control when Copilot comes to Windows 11, you will be able to decide when Copilot comes to Windows 10. We will have a policy available, and we will make sure that you stay in control of how and when you roll out Copilot to your organization. Now, we think you're really going to love it. We hope that you embrace it. And we want to make generative AI in Windows broadly available to all organizations and all employees so everyone can reap the benefits of this advancement in productivity and efficiency. And I know you're all thinking about it, but I don't want you to forget the life cycle for Windows 10 still ends in October of 25, so now is the time to start and continue your migration to Windows 11. All right, that was a great set of things, and I hope you're excited about how Copilot on Windows can help your entire organization. Now, I'd like to welcome Scott back to the stage to show you how you can scale AI across your whole team with Windows 365 and manage efficiently and securely with Intune, empowering your employees to work without limits.
Thank you, Melissa.
Oh, you look much nicer, Scott.
I did get a chance to change my pants, but I was not going to get out of these comfy Crocs.
No.
And in fact, we're going to share a little bit more about why you see all these Croc shoes up here. But I'm a new big fan of these things. So I'm excited today to talk to you about a number of things. First off, I want to talk to you about, as Melissa pointed out, how you can work without limits by moving your workloads to the cloud. In particular, I want to talk to you about how Windows 365 is empowering customers to work without limits more securely across any device, delivered the Windows experience from the cloud anytime, and to return exactly where they left the last time they were using it. Really bring the personalization of virtualization back with Cloud PC. And if you attended Rajesh's session yesterday, he made a very candid statement saying, as an AI-generated organization, your first move is to the cloud, to realize all the efficiencies and scales, security, and productivity that the cloud unlocks. Now, we've been helping many customers move to the cloud. And one particular customer I'd like to showcase here is Crocs. Roll it.
Crocs has a mantra about coming as you are. It's this beautiful concept of being comfortable in your own shoes. We want your shoes that you wear on your feet to match the personality and the person that you bring into the world. And Windows 365 identifies with that come as you are mentality, allowing vendors, contractors, consultants, whomever, to bring their own machine, their own work environment to Crocs to help support that mission and vision. When you grow 5x your revenue in 5 years, everyone has to stay flexible, nimble. Requirements change on a constant basis. Our previous virtualized environment wasn't scalable for the growth that the business was experiencing. It was hard to support. I don't want to have to manage servers anymore because there's no value in patching servers. That doesn't help us sell foam shoes, right?
Windows 365 seemed like a no-brainer. Fits right into our environment, and we can craft it so that the solution fits the user's needs.
There was about $250,000 per year in cost savings alone. It really was a paradigm shift for the business in that regard.
We're moving away from on-prem infrastructure into a world that fully embraces cloud architecture and cloud services. Windows 365 and Intune are a perfect marriage for management and service delivery.
My teams are spread across the globe. Their transition from their home PC to a cloud PC is seamless. It's fast, it's efficient, and it's familiar.
Windows 365 sped up our delivery time for remote individuals from days to minutes.
Cloud PCs allow us the luxury of allowing users to have their laptops wherever they are, that is always on, is always visible, is always patching, always updating.
Windows 365 has allowed us to keep pace with the business's incredible growth over the last 5 years, and we see it being able to continue to scale with the exponential growth that we're going to continue to see. The team behind me is what made it all happen. Everyone in this IT department has a passion, and it really shows in the things that they deliver.
If you're an IT professional and you're nervous about a cloud world, try Windows 365. It is a game changer. Cloud is the future, and Microsoft is the company to deliver it.
So Crocs has made me comfy in my shoes, and we've made them comfortable in the cloud. Sorry, that's a little cheesy. But what an incredible story. And to hear how they saved over $250,000 a year by moving the workload to the cloud and really empowering new scenarios and making their users more efficient. In fact, oftentimes I'm finding within our Windows 365 customers, users are preferring a cloud PC, unlocking their ability to travel with lightweight devices, to go anywhere with any device and get secure access to their corporate environment. It's an incredible story. And Crocs is not alone. In fact, 60% of the Fortune 500 companies are moving to cloud solutions like Windows 365 to realize all the efficiency that the cloud brings. Whether it's cost savings, the full elasticity, better levels of security, tons of value that's being delivered through this. And we are working very closely with our customers like yourself and those online and our partners to continue to innovate in this space. We're super agile, we're super hungry and eager to hear your feedback, continue to evolve these products to meet your evolving needs. And so today I'm excited to share with you a few of those innovations. One of my most proudest things, and many of the members of the team that worked on these products I can see in the audience here, so congratulations to everybody involved in delivering the Windows app. Seems like a very, thank you. And thank you to everybody that's helped contribute to that, both our customers and our engineering team that did this beautiful work. The Windows app is this incredible new client application that will be available on all platforms: Windows, iOS, Android, macOS, iPadOS, Linux, and even a browser-based experience. This app will be available in all the relevant storefronts, and it's in preview on all platforms except Android today, but Android is coming soon for you to start playing with this today. So let me give you a quick tour of this. Let's switch to my PC, and let's take a look at the Windows app. So here you can see this is actually my work laptop, and this is my environment that I work within. And you'll notice right off the bat the beautiful tiles. This has kind of been one of the signature elements of the Windows 365 experience, is these tiles that represent my devices. And then you'll notice below those tiles, all my remote apps. Not quite all my remote apps. In fact, because I work on these products, I have a lot of resources published to me. So if I go over to the left here and I click on devices, you'll see I have a whole bunch of cloud PCs and AVD devices published to me. Now, if any of these are things that I use regularly, I can simply click on the little ellipsis here and say pin. And cool is I can pin it right to the home screen, but I can also pin this directly to my taskbar, and I can bypass this entire interstitial page and click directly onto the cloud PC and be immersed in my cloud PC experience. And the same thing goes with the applications. Let me switch over here to apps. And you'll see the same thing. I have a ton of apps published to me here. But if I simply click on here, say pin to, if this is an app I start using more regularly, when I go back to the home screen, there's Power BI now, readily accessible for me to get immediate access to. Now, as I mentioned, we're bringing this experience to all platforms. Let me show you the web client. I love the fact that we have this very rich web client experience. It really makes sure that no matter where I'm going and where I'm traveling, all I need is a device that has an HTML5 compatible browser, and I can get access to my corporate environment in a secure way and immediately be productive. And you'll notice it looks exactly the same. Now you note I pinned that app on my Windows app, but it's not showing up here. Soon we'll be adding a feature that allows you to synchronize all of your settings across all platforms. So you can either choose to have a different set of apps on each platform and have them stay consistent across the board. Another one of my favorite features for me is the ability to quickly switch profiles. So if I'm a consultant and I'm working for multiple different companies and they all provision cloud PCs to me, which is a very common use case as contractors, a great way of giving secure access to contractors to work in your environment. Now I can simply click on a different, sign in with a different user account, log in with that other identity, and boom, there's all the resources published from that identity as well. So very, very cool new capabilities, bringing together the best of Azure Virtual Desktop, Windows 365, Microsoft DevBox, RPA Box, RDS, and Remote Desktop. All those experience in a single unified app called the Windows app. All right. Well, if you were paying close attention, you might have noticed that one of my cloud PCs was a GPU-powered cloud PC. This is another very, very popular requested feature for our customers, is to be able to take all the power of a cloud PC, this full SaaS solution, and get access to a GPU-powered cloud PC that unlocks the ability to run these high-end CAD/CAM workloads, media editing workloads, 3D workloads, any visualization workload I can now do delivered from the cloud. I can unchain myself from the desktop where I typically had to work, where I had that GPU-powered machine, and now be productive and work anywhere from a cloud PC. In a moment, I'm going to run a little demo and show you my experience using my GPU Cloud PC. In this experience, I'm going to show you how I'm using Adobe Premiere Pro to do high-end 4K video editing. I'm going to show you a 3D surface demo with one of my favorite 3D surfaces, and then I've got a little surprise demo for the end. So let's roll it. So first, I'm going to start this off by launching Adobe Premiere Pro. And you're going to notice in this demo that I have 4 4K videos all stacked together. And as I scrub across the screen here, you'll notice I catch every frame. The fidelity of this is just incredible. The latency is low. The performance is just amazing. Now I'm going to move from here, and I'm going to show you Adobe Substrate 3D. And again, one of my favorite demos here is the cookie Death Star. And you can see as I spin this around how fast this renders. And I'm going to zoom in here. Notice the light reflections and the textures of the surface and how fast that is. The performance is amazing. Now, as I mentioned, there's no good GPU demo without the Unigen superposition demo. As you watch this demo, pay attention to the upper right corner. Notice the frame rate. This is peaking at 225 frame rates, running at about 190 steady state. And notice as I move around in this 3D office space, notice the light coming through the windows, the reflections hitting the chalkboard. You can even read the text in between the shadows here. It's just incredible. Now, as I turn inside of this space and we explode the room out, look at all how rapid this thing renders, and it's just incredible performance that I'm achieving here. So this is a super exciting new offering that's in preview today. I'll bring up the URL in a minute where you can sign up for getting access to this preview. This is just a couple of the exciting new features we're bringing forward with Windows 365. And I want to take a little step back and talk a little bit about how we got to where we are here today. Right? Started with a lot of conversations with many of you at events like this, at Ignite. 4 years ago, we launched Azure Virtual Desktop, our cloud VDI solution. In fact, we announced it at an event like this. And many of you I see out here in the audience were likely there as well. And it's been an incredible product. And it's really met the needs of many of our customers, allowing them to transition from on-prem VDI to cloud-based VDI. And then a little over 2.5 years ago, we released Cloud PC, ushering in an entire new category of computing. It's not simply just a product, it's an entire new category of computing, this Cloud PC category. And these two products have really done a fantastic job meeting the needs of our customers and really meeting them where they are on their journey to moving their Windows workloads to the clouds. And I'm super excited to share the results of this great work, the results of these great conversations with you, reflected in the Gartner's inaugural Magic Quadrant for Desktop as a Service. So Gartner recognized Microsoft as a leader in this space. If you look, we're in the very upper right region of this. And I'm super proud of both where we are in the x-axis and the y-axis. On one axis, it's about our vision, our ability to have conversations with our customers and understand the inflection points in our industry and have a point of view on where things need to go to really create the best experiences and most secure experiences for our customers. And then on the y-axis, it's about how well we can execute on that vision. So this is these results are based on conversations Gartner had with us and Gartner had with our customers. And our customers are telling Gartner that we're absolutely able to respond to their demands, their needs, their inflection points in their business to ensure that we're continuing to evolve the product. And what you're seeing today in these demos is a great example of it. These are mostly customer-driven feedback that we get that we're able to quickly turn around and bring these into our products. And as we go forward, our goal is to continue to go up and to the right in the Magic Quadrants that will follow. So I talked about this Cloud PC initiative, and it all started with us thinking about how do we empower endpoint admins to bring the Cloud PC experience into the same environment that they manage and operate with their physical devices, to make it simple to deploy and manage these things without creating a broader footprint and having separate workflows for VDI management that you do for physical devices. And what a bet we made working with the Intune team to surface this entire experience inside of Intune. And lots of exciting announcements around Intune today. This is your cloud-powered endpoint management solution to manage all of your devices, your cloud PCs, your physical devices, iOS, Android, Mac, Linux, everything managed in a single unified portal. And I'm excited to share some of the enhancements that we've been announcing here at the show around Intune. We've added features to improve cross-platform management. We've integrated Windows security features like an updated security baseline, enhanced setting protections, and mobile application management. And all of these new features can be interacted with the upcoming Security Copilot right inside of Intune. And we haven't stopped there. We've continued to invest in making it easier for you to manage your Windows devices with Windows Autopatch. And Microsoft also announced today that we're extending support for Autopatch to frontline scenarios. Now your F3 subscriptions entitles you to Autopatch. And we've now combined the best of Autopatch and Windows Update for Business in a single unified experience for you. And we're also adding firmware and driver support with granular controls with Windows Autopatch. Now, private preview is starting today, and we'll be starting public preview of this early next year. So, if you haven't yet heard of TestBase, please take note. TestBase is an amazing tool to help you with your journey from Windows 10 to Windows 11, and for you to continually evaluate whether your productivity apps and line of business apps will continue to function with Windows updates and Windows patches throughout the year. I'm excited to announce that with your Windows or Microsoft E3, E5 license, you get 500 free hours of TestBase. Check this tool out. It's a very powerful tool with lots of automation. You can run tests once. You can set it up to run recurring tests. Really exciting new opportunity for you to use the power of the cloud and validate your applications. Continue to run as you take these Windows updates. Now, as we move these workloads to the cloud, one of the last workloads many of our customers are beginning to move to the cloud is printing. And I'm excited to announce some enhancements to our Universal Print experience. It is a complete cloud print infrastructure service, fully integrated into Microsoft 365, and now it supports Mac OS. So any application in Mac, the print dialog will now allow you to print directly to universal printers. It's also a super exciting announcement that I can now go to any printer supported by Universal Print and pull that print job to where I'm at. So I don't even need to select a printer. I can pull that print job. Now, I know many of you in the audience have probably made this mistake, as I know I have, printed something to the printer and totally forgot about it. So this now provides a secure way for you to pull those print jobs right to where you are and not make the mistake that I've made before in leaving those print jobs laying where they were before. So I hope you're excited by these new Windows 365 capabilities and all the other management services that really help you move to the cloud and achieve more. I'd like to invite Melissa back up on stage to share the third strategy for scaling AI across your business.
Wonderful. Thank you, Scott. All right. I hope you're excited about all the things that Scott shared. There's so many great things coming to Windows and Windows 365. Now, we talked about how AI can help you to advance your goals, making your employees and your teams more productive. And we demonstrated the benefits of moving to the cloud with Windows 365 and Intune to really scale, secure, and efficiently manage endpoints, whether they're physical or virtual, making AI accessible to all of your employees, including roles like contractors, on any device. So last, I want to share how we're focused on innovating with you at the center, so that you can benefit from Windows as a platform that integrates AI experiences across every part of the end user computing stack. What we mean by that is a focus on a future that helps you leverage the best of Microsoft technology and our ecosystem to deliver an endpoint experience that is always secure, to apply AI to automating tasks and applying analytics so it is easier to manage, and ensuring that employees benefit from AI-powered experiences on any endpoint by leveraging Copilot in Windows as an orchestrator across all of your devices and your applications. And we do all of this ensuring that sustainability and accessibility advances as our technology advances. Now, we showed you a lot of features and tools that are available today or in preview, but we're also creating more features with AI power just for you, our IT community, so that you can also work smarter with AI. I want to take a look with you at a feature coming soon to Windows 365 that will help organizations like yours right-size your cloud PCs to find the optimal configuration based on employee usage patterns and performance needs. So let me show you a very early look. The Cloud PC recommendations you see here were created over a 2-week period where we gathered information about utilization and performance. This gives you a 360-degree view of right-sized, undersized, oversized, and underutilized cloud PCs. So the undersized cloud PC is shown in red, suggesting that this device may not meet the performance needs of the employee who's using it. You could also see that some cloud PCs here are oversized. Those are marked in orange. So they're larger than is actually required for what that employee or group of employees is doing. We've all had that experience. Everyone picks the biggest possible PC just in case, but this is going to tell you whether they actually need all of that performance. Now, let's head over to the Devices tab. In the Devices tab, you can pinpoint those cloud PCs with matching recommendations. So for those underutilized cases, it's possible you may be able to deprovision those and save some costs. Now, if I head over to View by Model, you'll see that 2 cloud PC sizes that are sized with 4 gigabytes of RAM are shown as undersized, meaning that they're just not powerful enough for those users. So they may benefit from 8 gigabytes of RAM instead, and you'll be able to resize that cloud PC and step up to this cloud PC size that it's going to allow those employees to do their best work. That way, everyone gets the cloud PC they need without costing you extra time or extra money. It's pretty cool, huh? And that is just the beginning of the types of tools that we are building to empower our IT community. All right. Innovating with you at the center also means that we put security front and center. We know that security is always one of your top priorities, so it is our top priority. We're proud to provide the most secure version of Windows ever with Windows 11. We have amazing Windows 11 PCs with secure hardware all the way down to the chip, and a wonderful secure solution in the cloud as well. Today, I'm excited to announce that we have available as GA, single sign-on and passwordless authentication support, along with preventative data measures, which discourages the leak of confidential information and potentially classified information out of your organization. And we have more security features coming soon, including Windows 365 Customer Lockbox and Customer Managed Keys. Now, you may have heard this morning in Scott's keynote that we announced new developer tools for AI, including Windows AI Studio, which makes AI development more secure as well, because it can be developed locally on Windows without putting any of your data or intellectual property at risk. Windows AI Studio brings together cutting-edge AI tools and the Azure Model Catalog, enabling your developers to fine-tune, customize, and deploy state-of-the-art SLMs in Windows apps. Windows AI Studio is an extension of Azure AI Studio and will be coming to preview soon, so keep an eye out for that. Apps are what make a platform like Windows indispensable for the over 1.5 billion people who use Windows every day. Windows has always been a metaphor for how people and technology interact. And with AI, we can really progress what Windows can do as it becomes a canvas on which apps with AI skills interact with Copilot. Windows will orchestrate across your applications, so people no longer need to become experts in the app before they can benefit from it. They only need to give a task to Copilot, and Copilot will facilitate the action for them. Let's take a look. So here, you can ask Copilot a question, and using a plugin, it can access information from another application. In this case, it's reaching out to the PhoneLink app to grab information that you have on your phone. So I don't have to go to the PhoneLink app or comb through all my chats or anything like that. Copilot is doing all the work for me. This is the kind of cross-device AI technology that is easy and accessible for all. It's the type of thing that allows anyone in your organization to become a creator or a designer or a task slayer. Now, innovating with you at the center also means delivering solutions that meet your sustainability needs and ensuring that everyone has equal access to the power of AI. Microsoft recently commissioned an analyst study to determine the potential for carbon emission reduction and energy cost savings when using Windows 365 with Windows 10 or 11 PCs. The results speak for themselves. We are working hard to enable responsible procurement policies and carbon emission reduction that help organizations like yours meet your climate commitments. Software as a service solutions like Windows 365 can help organizations transition carbon-intensive and user computing workloads to highly efficient cloud data centers. And last, but never ever least, accessibility is always a focus for Windows. Windows is the most accessible operating system available. And as you saw in Satya's keynote yesterday, AI brings accessibility to a whole new level. In September, Windows 11 22H2 added new voice access and natural language narration features. Using your voice to set up your PC is super easy, and it works in more places, like during login, so you can use your voice right from the start if that is the best interface for you. We also expanded narrator support to more languages. Did you know that Windows supports 95 different languages? I couldn't even name 95 different languages. And Copilot in Windows also helps to support accessibility by reducing cognitive load, aiding mobility, helping to simplify and improve content understanding. So, for example, using natural language, people can launch Copilot, ask questions, summarize information, and request assistance for things like creating content or writing emails to their colleagues. It can also assist in changing and customizing the desktop and settings so that everyone can work in the way that best suits their needs. Now, we've asked you to embrace a lot of new things today. We've asked you to think about unleashing Copilot to help you and your employees work more efficiently and effectively. We've asked you to leverage cloud PCs so that everyone can work freely and securely from anywhere. And we've asked you to go all in on cloud management and automating your updating and patching. So you may find yourself saying, "What's next, Microsoft? Where is this all going?" Well, before we wrap up today, I'd like to share with you a few closing ideas about what our vision is for an AI-enabled and cloud-powered future with Windows. So imagine with me here. Imagine a future that starts with AI-first design, building intelligence into every aspect of the Windows experience to make personal computing more intuitive and helpful. Imagine access to scalable computing in the cloud on demand with the power to enlighten every experience with AI and scale compute up and down depending on everyone's needs. And imagine innovative devices that can provide the full range of AI capabilities and unprecedented flexibility from the client to the cloud. Imagine what that could do for your future. Finally, I'd like to close with our commitment to you to be your partner on this journey. Your engagement and your feedback helps us to make Windows great for everyone. So I'd like to say a huge thank you to everyone here and everyone online for your commitment to Windows and your incredible ongoing support and input.
Yeah, and I'd have to add, it's at events like this that we really get an opportunity to hear from you, whether it's at follow-ups and meetings like this, the one-on-ones we've had with you, the conversations we've had online. It's all been great input for us to help shape these products and innovations.
Absolutely.
And so today we had a great time to share with you many of the great innovations that you're seeing across the board with cloud and AI. Start by using Copilot in Windows 11. You can see the links here, as Melissa mentioned, coming to Windows 10 soon as well. Check out the new Windows app and the new Windows 365 GPU support. You've got links to start playing with those things today. And again, manage all of your endpoints in a single cloud-based management solution with Windows and Microsoft Intune. And of course, all the great auto patch features and test space and the new universal print capabilities are also available for you to start testing with. And make sure you sign up for the technical takeoff.
Tongue twister.
Yes, it is one. In 2 weeks, we'll be kicking this event off, and we'll do much deeper dives around Windows and Intune and Windows 365, lots of great content, and many folks from the team that can go much deeper with these technologies with you going forward.
Absolutely. I hope you all have had a wonderful time at Ignite so far. There is a lot more to see and do here, including more demos, discussions, another lab, and remember, everything is available online and on demand as well. We hope you've had a great time. We hope you'll become fans of all the things that we shared with you today, just like we're fans of yours and all of our customers like Crocs.
Yes, thank you, and we hope you have a great Ignite, and thanks for joining us here today. And if you have questions, we'll be here for a few minutes up on front.